It's Nintendo Today, where we look at what launched in Nintendo's history and take a look at some classified information like we would find in Nintendo Power. Every morning, I post what's released across my socials and in my Discord. So drop your favorite memories and stories, and I will read some of them right here on the show. Today in Nintendo history, The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, released in Japan on October 22nd, 2015, for the Nintendo 3DS. Developed by Nintendo EPD and Grezzo. It was directed by Hiromasa Shikata and produced by Eiji Aonuma. This was the second original Zelda title for the 3DS, following A Link Between Worlds, and it stood out as a cooperative multiplayer Zelda for 3 players. Not four like Four Swords, and not solo like the most recent of the series. It sold more than 1.36 million copies worldwide and received mixed reviews, praised for its style, humor, and teamwork mechanics, but criticized for the limited single player depth and online matchmaking issues. Did you know? Triforce Heroes was inspired by a short sequence in Spirit Tracks where Zelda could possess phantoms. Director Hiromasa Shikata said that the idea revitalized his interest in creating a multiplayer Zelda adventure. So I have to be honest, this is not a game that I have spent much time with. I picked it up to add to my 3DS collection, but only played it for a very, very short amount of time, to the point that I don't even really remember playing it at all. Now, let's learn more about this game. In Triforce Heroes, the same version of Link from A Link Between Worlds is summoned to the fashion-obsessed kingdom of Hytopia. Princess Styla has been cursed by the Drablands witch, forcing her to wear an unremovable brown jumpsuit, a fashion disaster in a land built around style. To break the curse, 3 Links must join forces, solve puzzles, and conquer themed dungeons in the Drablands. I gotta say that this unremovable brown jumpsuit is something else, and I could completely understand why it is a fashion disaster. The gameplay revolves around teamwork and coordination. Players use the totem mechanic to stack the 3 Links and reach new heights or trigger puzzles that rely on vertical depth, something rarely seen in earlier handheld Zeldas. Outfits play a major role. The Goron garb resists lava, the Kokiri clothes boost arrows, and the Zelda dress increases heart drops. Director Hiromasa Shikata originally wanted Triforce Heroes to be multiplayer only, but producer Eiji Aonuma insisted in adding a single player option. Shikata later admitted that leaving it out would have been a huge mistake. The art direction, led by Kaisuke Umeda, and the soundtrack by Ryu Nagatamatsu leaned into playful, fashion show energy instead of the series' usual fantasy tone. And the game's development partnered Nintendo EPD with Grezzo, the studio behind the Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. Shikata later said that he wanted the story to focus on cooperation over rivalry, reflecting that his belief that multiplayer Zelda should feel like friends helping each other through puzzles, not competing. Now it's time for some classified information. Triforce Heroes uses the same engine as A Link Between Worlds, but every dungeon was redesigned around co-op play. The team took inspiration from the 1996 Super Famicom title Marvelous Another Treasure Island, an early Aonuma project centered on multi character puzzle solving. Although it takes place after A Link Between Worlds, Nintendo places Triforce Heroes in an alternate timeline branch, separate from the main continuity. Now it's time for the game tip. Originally, Triforce Heroes supported online multiplayer through the Nintendo 3DS servers, but those servers were shut down in 2024. You can still enjoy the full adventure today through local wireless with up to 3 systems, or by using the single player Doppels mode, where you can control all 3 Links yourself. It's the best way to experience those clever totem puzzles and unique outfits now. Taking a look at what the community says about this game, Jedi says it's such a fun game, and I would play this with friends on the school bus. Over on X, Stu said this one surprised me. It seemed designed to be played with yourself and 2 friends. I did that some, but I had way more fun playing it solo. You can play it solo, controlling all 3 characters. That was surprisingly fun. I ended up 100% completing it that way and had a blast. I've had a few other people reply with some not so positive remarks. One of them being Metroid Mike 64 says, I played it, but quickly turned it off. Not my cup of tea. And some of the other comments asked not to be shown in the video or read in the video, so I'm going to leave it at that, but they were not too positive either. I need to jump into this game a little bit more to really give an opinion on it. While I haven't put a lot of time into Triforce Heroes, I do like the idea of Nintendo doing a multiplayer Zelda with the characters from Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. That art style, putting Link and Zelda together for the first time with puzzles that are dependent on each of their powers, I think would be a lot of fun. Did you ever play Triforce Heroes? Would you want to see Nintendo try another multiplayer Zelda? Let me know in the comments below, and that's going to do it for Nintendo Today. Thanks for watching, and remember, play it loud.